Mm-mm. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody? Oh, I was trying to do an experiment. That's what I was doing back here. I saw you all, but it won't work yet. So I'll I'll wait. That's what I was doing, and I'm glad you guys are here. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Angela. Good morning. Hi, Magnolia. How are you? Magnolia saying hello to all her skit cousins and aunties. Wait, am I your cousin now? Oh, yeah, I'm auntie. Okay. And then Magnolia says, please be sure to hit the like button on the way in. Share, subscribe, and turn on the notification. Thank you very much for that, Magnolia. Miss Fatal, how are you? Good to see you. Angela Atkinson is saying good morning. Faye, and I said good morning, all my favorite sisters, my beautiful people. And Juanita, good morning. How are you? Happy today, huh? Juanita's son graduated yesterday. So we're all happy for that. And then we had a really interesting night last night. Let's see. And good morning, Carolyn. How are you? And of course, my eyes are going to start watering again today. I forgot my allergy pill. So, anyway, let's get this party started. So, we had super investigation yesterday. And wow, did there was a lot. So, I probably forgot because I'm still deleting videos. I did go under the threshold, but we've got enough buffer. I got enough buffer to cover it. Um, let's see, Magnolia. Magnolia, who was it with you? We know who the real Dave is. Magnolia, who was it with you? Would you like to go ahead and share? Um, because I didn't write it down. We know he played ball for the Supersonics. Magnolia. Oh, it was Marion and you. You guys, you guys rock. I mean, I gave out so many kudos last night. I was introducing you all to One Journey, who was on our wind down last night, and Magnolia and Marion came out with the home runs. Yes, they did. Magnolia, you want to take it away? You want to take it away? You want to go on stage? Hi, Emmy girl. They were awesome. Marion and Magnolia, I don't know what to say. I am so proud to have you. And I did say that last night. Is my makeup okay? I look like I'm yellow or something. I'm not yellow. I'm brown. Um, Magnolia, do you wanna lay it out? Because I can't. I mean, it's like that's why we have moderators to help us because there's so much. But please share who Dave is. Because we all knew that he looked familiar. And then when they said it, I thought, OMG. Magnolia, don't hide from me. Where are you, girl? Gwen, where's your twin? Marion, let's go. Come on, let's tell everybody who it is. Take your bow because you deserve it. Hear me, girl? Two pro basketball players took both his women. Dave is an ex NBA player, and that is why he looks so familiar because he plays for Seattle, and I used to like Seattle, even though they played against my teams. Oh, Carolyn, I'm sure he knows Amon. And Magnolia says he was drafted by the Supersonics in 2004. And then we found out, or not me, what we've got a call. We've got some super investigators. I don't know. What are you guys? TM? You want to be TMC for our chatters? RD Walk also came up with a name, and she was just making a comment, and she called us chatterers, and that's what we are. We chat, but they nailed it. But they don't put the real Dave in the skits. I think that's the real Dave because I kept thinking I saw him on a movie or a TV show, and my alarm is going to go off, and I apologize. My special inhaler didn't come yesterday, so if you hear my phone, please know that it's on because I'm waiting for CVS. So let's see. But they put the real Amon, but not the real Dave. Hi, Dominita. Demita Joe. I almost said Dominita. It's still early in California. Demita Joe, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Marion says Anthony and Ben. I can't even talk. Let me drink some coffee. Marion says Anthony and Ben are super baseball fans. They may know of him. I mean, he's not playing that, in the skits, but that is who Dave is. I was so, and I don't say this in a condescending manner or a I'm surprised, but you guys nailed it. I mean, they brought the bacon home last night. Magnolia says it found his dad on Facebook, and you can see pics of him with his family. They look like a lovely, close, kindly group. So that's who the real Dave is. And that is Dave. And now it makes sense why I knew I had seen him before. I'm like, movie? What? Where did I see this man? Because, I mean, a good looking man is going to stand out to you, right? I mean, you're going to remember him. Just like I always tell God is my man. And you know who that is. That's Denzel. And my man. And he's still my man. But anyway, great personality. That's the real Dave. We just have to wait for more of his story. That's the real Dave. What's his last? Was it Bell? Is his name Dave out? Yes, Carolyn. They investigated. They went and found out who Dave is. Yes. So Magnolia, let me go back up to the top. Good morning, everybody. If I didn't say your name, I apologize. Hi, Gwen. Welcome in. I'm going to reread this. Magnolia says Dave is an ex-NBA player. And thanks, everyone, for joining us. Yes, thank you. I wonder if he knows Amon. Probably. I do know that, like, the football players knew each other, a lot of them. So I suspect that they do, because they're always high-fiving. They went to college together, things like that. They played in, travel sports and whatever they had to do to get to the NBA. And then Gwen said, hi, Magnolia. But they don't put the real Dave in the skits. That's the real Dave. And he just looks so familiar. And then Carolyn says, what happens when you have little ankles? You take short steps when you run. Did we get a third drop on them, by the way? I hope you have your coffee and tea. Hi, Nature. Good morning. And then, yeah, they're baseball fans. They probably know of him. And last night when Ben tried to tell Anthony that anxiety attacks, panic attacks, that's a woman thing. That's the bro code. No, everybody can have panic attacks. But they put the real Lamont, not the real Dave. No, that's the real Dave. Demita Joe. I love your name. I love your name. So again, they found him on Facebook. Is his name out? Is his name Dave? Yes. Is it Bell? Was that his last name? They put the real Dave in it, but it may be his preference. He shared about his family and a little bit about his background. And that was a good thing to do. Himmy Girl says, that's the true, I'm sorry, that's the real Dave. We just have to wait for the story to play out. Gwen is saying good morning to everyone. David Young Jr. That's his name. Okay. Why did I think it was Dave Bell? I thought I saw that last night. Maybe that was just a typo or something else. David Young Jr. is his real name. Okay. Good morning, nature. And then when Wayne asked Amber, I'm sorry, when Wayne asked Amber if Dave was a ball player, she smirked. Really? Was that in a live on Facebook, or was that, when Wayne asked that during a skit? Because if he did, I missed that. That was a great clue. That was a great clue. Oh, because Wayne probably knows who has moved into town. Uh-oh. Look, Wayne's on the job. Oh my goodness, that was so awesome. Should say close knit. Yes, Dave Young Jr. is his real name. I'm so, and One Journey was with us last night. She is so impressed with you all. I mean, with everybody. She had nothing but praise for you. I mean, we were sitting there like, what? Wow. Yes, he did, Himmy Girl. And she really thought highly of you because, I mean, I'm good. I was good, before I took the channel. But now with the channel, I don't have time. And I wanted to see Annie, Antonia, in his dress. But I'm still over here getting rid of video. And I'm just reworking some of the lives into videos because it's easier to cut a video. Because when you cut a live, you can barely see the little clips. So you really don't know what you're cutting. And to me, it's almost like, is that by design? So you don't really know what you're cutting and you cut out more time than you thought you did. Because I found out this morning that that's what I did. But I'm okay. The one account I found for his social media is locked. I bet it is. You're tied up with Amber. I'm sure it's locked in the skits. And I have sent Amon. I just hashtagged him, but I didn't send a DM or anything like that. I just put it out there so that his people can see it, basically. And then thanks, Magnolia. Good research. Thank you, Marion and Magnolia. See, and One Journey was like, oh my goodness. But no, we don't call ourselves detective over here. So what do you guys want to be called? Investigators? You want to be the truth tellers? Whatever. Pick a name and that's what you can have. I mean, I am so impressed with your research. I truly am. I'm so proud to have you in my chat as one of my chatters in my group. Hi, Brian Stevens. He's not a very good actor. Well, he's a ball player, Brian, you know. So, and when Amon first came, he wasn't either until he started doing the gassing up thing, and then he developed his niche for the skits. I think Dave comes across like he's very subdued, and he very well may be. You know, not all ball players are loud and brassy. The football, the Oakland Raider I married wasn't loud and brassy. I divorced him, but just because I didn't like Brian, I didn't like the scene. I'm not into all of that, you know. But yeah, he may not be a very good actor, but he can develop into one. Or they may have chosen him because he is so composed, low keyed, no nonsense. That may be why they picked him. Because not always do you get some fantastic actor like Iman. Iman's just out there. And maybe they needed a person like Dave, who comes across very grounded. He hasn't found his footing yet, but the more you act, and I just learned this in, high school and at the park, at the recreation center in drama, that the more you act, the better you get. So I'm giving him time, and I am actually, though we, and Brian, in here, I think we don't support cheating. We are following the storyline, though. I'm not going to go back and, we don't rehash all of that. We know what the story is. We know a lot of stories, and we can do it without even looking at video. We can tell you what's going on. And then quite a few of us hang out on Facebook. I know last year I was a warrior over on Facebook. We still have warriors in here, and I am so happy that they are in the tea and in the wind down with us because we have a ball. And so let's give him some time. We're going to give him time to grow, and let's see how it goes. Thanks everyone for joining Nonyasis chat. She appreciates you joining us, and I truly do. I really do. I get up every day and get dressed for you. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning, but I'm 3 hours behind the East Coast. So, and I didn't do it for you. I just said that trying to be funny. You know, I'm just goofy. And let's see. Magnolia says, see if you can find the real Anthony because he told Amber to Google. Exactly, to Google who the real Mr. Dalton is. And I did pick up on that. I picked up on that, Magnolia. And I believe I said it last night. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to go ahead. I'll look at his wiki. Let's see. Wiki, David Young. Okay. I'm gonna just look at that later. I'm still working on my account. I actually cut some hours, but that's okay. We had a great live last night. I'll be okay. It's because I know that I have a lot in the bank, like, that needs to be counted, so I'm not worried about it. But I did have to undo some of the training I picked up along the way, which is why I'm cutting video out. And it's reducing, of course, hours, but not a lot of them. Um, but I was trained that way, but now I think as of January it has changed. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and my metrics should be okay again today. So Angela says, Magnolia, see if you can find the real Anthony. Yes. Let's see if we can find the real Anthony. We know he was on Sisters, but that is the Anthony that Coco was talking about, is what I think. Remember, Coco won't share the secret, but she says don't ever do another black queen like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that Anthony Dalton that came to town, yeah, he was fake. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, not, and I don't mean after she Googles him or whatever, they've got something in there. And he's probably notorious. And that is why Coco did not want to share. Carolyn says, I love them tall, dark, and handsome. Mm-hmm. Okay. Demita Joe says, hey, Angela Atkinson. She's saying, good morning. Nature, Magnolia, Carolyn, Gwen, Christopher, Hemi Girl, Miss Fatale, Brian, Juanita. I haven't seen George lately. Wonder where he's at. He usually pops in to say good morning. And let's see, Angela Bryan. He is a great actor. He acts in the show like a smooth person, a reserved person. I did Google, and I Googled and I used ChatGPT, which I'm not a fan of unless you have a very detailed question. And he is one of the reserved types, as far as what we can tell. He's composed. He is not, they didn't say he was the controlling type. I just put in the scenario we see, and it came up with basically he only breaks a sweat when he has to break a sweat. So I'm really, hi, baby girl. Welcome back. Baby girl is the newest subscriber. And then there's another young lady. Her name is Dom, Dom. Baby girl, welcome back. This is our morning tea. It's a it's our wind up for the day. So we get our coffee cups or our teacups, and we sit here. We talk about skits, and for the people who don't know, I think all of you know, I'm since we know the storyline so well, we're not putting in video anymore. Otherwise, I have to go cut it. So, and I do believe it's based on the new rules that came out in January. So I think that's why I see a shift in the way people are handling their reviews. I think so. Yeah. Okay. And then Marion says Anthony and Ben are basketball fans. Remember, Anthony was on the phone talking about getting season tickets for the playoffs. And we do know that I believe it was in real life. He used to be a baseball coach um, for in Indiana. And let's see. I actually don't find Anthony to be a very good actor either. I'm just saying. Um, yeah. But, he's playing his role, and it is what it is. So let's see. Gwen, how does Dave in the skit? He goes by Dave in the skit, not David, of course. Yeah. Um, he knows as DY to his peep. Okay. He's known as DY. That sounds good. You guys, great job. Great job. And then they found the picture of Anthony on Facebook dressed up in a dress and purse and high heels. When I say, when we tell you Facebook goes hard, they go hard. They don't play. So, some of the people that are on, other platforms, they tend to stay away from Facebook. They Facebook is where you go for battle, basically. And there are certain platforms that will attack you personally. So have thick skin. But it's also it is a great platform. I mean, if you're into Judge Judy, type in Judge Judy, you'll get like 25 cases of Judge Judy on Facebook, things like that. So Facebook is basically a great place. Gwen, let us, as Magnolia, to Google Mr. Dalton to see if we can find him. You guys want to take that on? Look, I'm not touching anything until I get monetized. I don't want them coming for me because they're saying that, it's just odd where we used to be able to use just a piece of video and then talk, which is what I was doing. But now they've got me to the point where I say, maybe I shouldn't use any video. Maybe that's a part of the new rules. They're SOPs, standard operating procedures. They're not very, very clear. There's a lot of information, but what do you glean from it? There's no first step, second step, third step. There's not that doesn't exist. So anyway, thank you for hanging in here. I'm staying here. I'm not going anywhere. They better take my hours out. But it's a 28-day cycle, and I'm going to get as many as I can get done today. It says that I can reapply as of today, the 20th. So I'm going to do that. Carolyn. Good morning, Carolyn. All that height, and he has better sense than P Brain Mike and DC. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now they've wasted their inches. I like that, Carolyn. Miss Fatale says, so are you guys saying Dave is playing himself in the skit? And we'll find out later that he's an extra basketball player. Or is Dave playing the marketer? Miss Faye, he's playing the marketer in the skits. In real life, we knew he looked familiar. We just didn't know from where. And the ladies went out. I got to give you guys a name. Not detectives or anything like that. Our warriors, they went out and they found out who he really was. You did that. You did it. And I mean, I am so impressed. So Miss Fatale, no, he's a retired basketball player, just like AmBam. He's retired also. And when they said Supersonics, because I used to watch Seattle, I am a sports fan for basketball and football. And I kept looking at him and thinking, but I thought it was television, like movies or something. So he plays a marketer in the skits, okay? But in real life, he is a retired ball player. So who knows? He may be around for a while, just like they keep him on. And AmBam is out working on ESPN. But Wayne apparently works around the schedules of, the actors and actresses. Erica's out in LA shooting a movie. And so, yes, Miss Fatale, he's a real retired, and he probably retired from Supersonics. Yeah. And then on here, he's the marketer. Brian, good morning. Welcome in. Thank you, Nature. Appreciate you. I see your wrenches on. And is Trapstar here yet? Trapstar, I couldn't find Trapstar's name, so she probably just had to verify. And then Magnolia says, no one in the skit after breaking up with Tamira. No, in the skit, the day after breaking up with Tamira. Hemi girl, I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Yep, it was in the skit. He questioned her about who she's seeing. A few days later, that's when he got kidnapped by Atlanta, by Annie. Annie and Benny. I couldn't help myself. Okay. Yes, Magnolia, he told Amber that was low, but it was not low when he was glorifying Shayla in front of Amber. It's okay, Anthony. He's crying this morning about his money because Amber's using it. Well, dude, you didn't sign a prenup. And if he's not careful and he keeps messing with Amber, she's going to tell her attorney, and this is a guess. And guess what the attorney's going to do? She's going to file to have his assets frozen. Careful what you are doing, because he is just all over Amber. And when she calls that attorney, remember, this is Jay and Ernestine's old attorney. But I've said it when that lady said, I know how to handle people like Anthony. I think she's probably a millionaire's attorney. That's why she goes so hard and she cuts so deep. Because, Jay and Ernestine, they're not wealthy. Anthony is. And I think Anthony's in for some rude awakenings from this attorney. So buckle up, Buttercup, because Amber's attorney's coming for you. Remember, Amber's at the point of no return. And that means the attorney's, she's going after Anthony. So he better buckle up and stop being green. I just cracked up when Wayne was talking to him. Magnolia says in the skits, it's not been said he's an ex-ball player, just an investor and a marketer. So let's make sure we keep them separate. We were happy, and One Journey was totally impressed that we actually know who the real Dave is. The actor is Dave Young, ex or retired basketball player from the Supersonics. That's who the real Dave is. In the skits, he's an investor and he's a marketer. Okay. And Magnolia, I'm just hoping he doesn't work with Ben. I don't want that to be Ben's boss, because we know Ben's not the boss of anything. But is Dave? That's my question. Is he? Because using the same. Oh, and then we found out about the house. I'm not going to go there. That's Magnolia and Marion's thing. So if they want to share that, please do. Well, that's a beautiful house, though. And Brian, again, good morning. Welcome to the Chatters family. We chat in here, Brian, in the morning. We typically talk about all kinds of things. I mean, this is a chat group, but I am a Country Wayne content reviewer as well. So I have two niches. And then I do a wind down in the evening where after a whole day of skits, usually we're like burnt out on the Daltons, on Bethany, on Kiki, whoever, And so at night, we just chill out. A couple of nights ago, we talked about food. We talked about all these dishes, and we talk about all kinds of things. We talked about music. So this isn't these two time zones, or I shouldn't say time zones. I'm just asleep. These two chat groups. These are where we chat. I do Country Wayne lives. I do videos. I do shorts. I have music on my shorts. I am a content reviewer, but we work for ourselves. We don't work for Country Wayne, as you probably already know. So this is my second niche, and this is actually really fun, but we do throw in some Country Wayne. But I need to make sure I do put, that we're chit chat family, family and friends. And then I also put in Country Wayne's name so that the algorithm can figure out where to place us. So they're going to place us under the Country Wayne umbrella, but this is what we do to start the day and to end the day. Okay. And then we've got Marion says, yes, Wayne asked her that. That was a clue. And I don't even remember him saying it. Yes, Wayne asked her that. He saw her eyes and was asking her who she was messing with. He told her, you don't know these people. I don't think Amber knows he's an ex-ball player. Well, In real life, she probably knows, but not in the skits. In the skits, she's, he's her marketing specialist. Let's see. Gwen says, Angela A. Okay. Magnolia, can you please Google Mr. Dalton? I wonder what's in there. That's Coco's secret. That's what she knows about Anthony. And she didn't tell Amber. Maybe she was afraid Amber would run off. Maybe that's why she didn't tell him. So he did get, that's a big, big clue. Nugget, clue, whatever you want to call it, whatever you guys want to call it, that's fine. But that's a big clue. I love that Antonia is in his feelings, he's eating vanilla ice cream. So there was another skit because I was getting dressed, so I didn't get a chance to look. And he's fussing at Amber. If he knows, like I know, he needs to leave her alone. Because when she tells her attorney what he's doing, that lady is going to come for him. Remember, Brittany wanted to freeze his assets. And I was listening to another content creator this morning, and they basically were saying the same thing. And you didn't sign a prenup. What are you going to do? And then Wayne said, do you really think a woman was going to use her own money to divorce you? Guess whose money I used when I first got divorced? Of course I did. It's in the account, so I'm going to use it. But at least it was a civil divorce. It wasn't bad. Thank God. Because, I mean, he could have just not not been cooperative at all. But he wasn't like that. Let's see. And is Amber's share of bar 44? We don't know, but we would assume so. Carolyn, I would think so, yes. It's obvious that Anthony didn't read his divorce papers. He didn't read them the first time. He went, if you remember at Shayla's house, he went to the last page to read about the assets and what Amber was asking for. And we know Brittany asked for everything because that's a negotiating tactic. You ask for everything, see what falls out. I'm sorry. Okay. That's a negotiating tactic because when he finds out that, like he knows now that his money is being used, wonder how long that's going to take him to sign the papers now, or at least go to the negotiating table. You can't say this woman has not been a wife. She was a wife when you weren't even there. I mean, and I'm going to be nice today. I promise. I'll try. Anyway, okay, so Carolyn says it's Amber's share of bar 44 in the accounts, probably. It's obvious that Anthony didn't read the papers. Amber asked him to pay the divorce fees. The lawyer should have told him instead of stall. And exactly. Why didn't his attorney tell him that Amber's asking that he pay for the divorce cost? She didn't tell him. And then Hemi Girl said, now last night's skit with Amber and Dave was a bit intense. Now I like they're together in real life. I don't know, but their chemistry is crazy. Their chemistry is crazy. I mean, supposedly she's getting married to Ray, the photographer, but they have good chemistry. They really do. They really do. I agree with you, Hemi Girl. I'm so glad I'm married. I mean, not that I can go after Dave or anything like that, but you know what I mean. But he seems to be okay. He doesn't look like he gasses up or I mean, I don't know. He could be a boring guy. And Amber will have to drag him out, And maybe that's why they went to the fair. Because Amber wanted to go to the fair when she should have been in the house. But He took her to the fair. Um, Demita Joe, Nature Demita Joe, good morning or afternoon. Welcome to Nonya's Tea with me. Thank you for joining us. Demita reminded me because I guess I forgot over the years that that is Janet Jackson's middle name. Hmm. And I totally forgot. And my daughter says, Mom, you knew that, you know? And I said, well, I forgot. I remember. But I was telling her about Demita Joe's name. And then Magnolia says, Gwen, um, Magnolia, me and Gwen asking if you could find Mr. Dalton too. Are we going to find a real Mr. Dalton? Maybe they put something in Wayne's World, Google or something. And when he said you better Google him, there's something in there that's dark, probably, and sinister. And I kid you not, I do believe that is the secret that Coco has not revealed. Mm-hmm. Gwen says, please like, share, and subscribe to NONYASISCHAT Chat. Himmy, when he grabbed her cheeks, wait, when he did that, Magnolia, I had to laugh. I thought, oops, what? Okay, Amber. Oh, okay. Hi, Shy Lady. Welcome in. Welcome in. Michelle B is in the house as well. What about being called Nunya's Sis Truth Defenders? I like it. Or how about Truth Finders? Truth Finders. I like it. Magnolia, that's you and Marion and who else? Himmy Girl is good at this. So's Keisha. And we know that, well, that last night, the story of David and Bathsheba is hitting the circuits. So great job, ladies. You put it out there, you did it. So now other people are looking at the possibility of David and Bathsheba's storyline, because that's the book, or those are the stories that Wayne has always got his Bible open to. And at first it was a moderator night. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. So now that one's circulating. So anyway, just a positive spin on what you all have doing. And I didn't ask anybody to do this. They're just like this. And I am so proud to be on your team. I'm proud to be on your team. Yay. I'll be the cheerleader. Maybe I could still do a cheer or something, or a drill team move. Um, Magnolia says, Hemi, yeah, he did grab her. I was like, ooh. If you had seen my face, I think you would have been cracking up laughing because what? I know that infuriated some people. Michelle B says, what about being called Narnia and Truth Defenders? Whatever they want to be called, that's fine because these women earned it. You guys came with the tea. You came with it last night. I think maybe we had some Hennessy last night and not wine. Because when you guys started typing, I was looking, I said, wait, what? And one journey said something like, oh my goodness, they're really good at this. But no, I'm not a detective. I don't use that. Um, Betty Bush, good morning. Good morning. And yeah, no water pill today. Good morning, Betty. Good to see you. Did you rest well? I hope so. And I was just rehashing last night, finding out who the real Dave is in real life. Remember, we found out, or Magnolia and Marion found out that he's actually a retired basketball player. And when Journey was on last night, she was really impressed with you guys. I mean, she was like, my goodness, they are good at this. I said, yeah, they are. And I said, a few of them know Facebook. I know Facebook. So we know how to get in there and dig. I just haven't had time. So, Betty Bush, welcome in. I'm glad. Did everybody get their tea? Hear me, girl. Dave and Amber's acting is so real. Yeah, it is. You know, do you think they, and this is a little off color, I probably shouldn't be asking about personal stuff. Do you think they might have put Ray out there as a a fictional statement, and maybe Dave is really, I don't know if he's married or anything, but I think Dave might be her fiance for real. I don't know. Okay. And then let's see. We have Magnolia. It takes time to develop improv. It really does, because you've got to remember what you said. You've got to remember, like, for these improvs, notice, like, Zachary is the perfect one to use. They never use an absolute word. Like Zash said, she feels that her dad was trying to pimp her out or treat her like a prostitute. She didn't say he was, she said he felt. And then you look at Bethany. She has to remember all the things she says, and around like a big ball of yarn. These actors and actresses are good at improvisation. They are really good at it. So, yes, you're right, Magnolia. It takes time to develop. Hmm. And Magnolia, you saw my message, because we had that same person come in that used a bad word last night, and I was really surprised yesterday morning. But there are people who know how to get around it. I can block the words, but if you add an asterisk or even a dot, a period, that'll nullify what I have defined as unacceptable. And the person did it again. And I'm really surprised, but then again, I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be. But it is what it is, right? So if it happens, moderators, if you see a word, or if that show/hide comes up, look at it, if you would, and just see if that's an acceptable word. We know bad words. We know what the bad words are, right? So hide it. Don't hide everything, but if it's a bad word, like YouTube will come up and they'll say, "Do you want to hide this statement?" I think the word "sexy" was used. There's nothing wrong with the word "sexy," but there is something wrong with the WHORE word. We don't use that because that's not a good thing. So just just please keep an eye out for things like that. Now, if they do it more than once, please put them in timeout. And if they keep doing it, please let me know. Okay? Because like I say, I don't ban people, doesn't mean I won't. Because I mean, why come and mess up a brand new channel? I mean, and this person I actually had respect for. And she's an Amber fan. So I don't know. People do things. Hemi Girl says Dave and Amber's chemistry is like Iman and Delicia. It has me wondering, yes, is it beyond the skits? Because their chemistry is great. And maybe they're just using Ray. Marion, maybe they're just using Ray as a deflection. Because Ray is the photographer. He's younger than Amber, though, and he's kind of playful and stuff. But that seems like her boo thing. So, anyway, great job, ladies. Great job. And then Carla. Hi, Carla. Carla said, I'm glad Amber put Anthony on blast about Wayne. because he brings him up every day. Did that happen this morning? Because I had to go get dressed, so I didn't have a chance to look to see if there was a new skit. Okay. But I'll look. So good. He just wants Anthony. That's the Anthony that came to town. That cold-blooded man. That's who he is. Dave acting is great. His voice is subtle. It is. He's not aggressive, and I love his acting. I love Dave. Magnolia, better get your man. Amber's man. People were mad at Dave last night for praying and being with Amber. They can get over themselves, Carolyn. People can. That's why we have prayer. And he's probably praying for forgiveness. I mean, we keep doing the same thing over, but we know the grace of God, but it doesn't mean we can keep doing it. So maybe he's praying for direction. And they're going to do things like that because they really do think that, I don't know, I don't want to bash anybody or say anything bad, but let them have their moment. That just don't even give credence to try not to. Don't try not to give credence to them. Let them be who they are. They can be mad, they can be whatever. Just don't bring it over here. It's all I care about. And I mean, when you go over there, you're gonna see things like that. That's who certain people are. So all we have sinned. We all have sinned. Are they saying no one should ever pray? They're going to say the opposite no matter what, because there are just people who are that way. And those are the people I don't let get under my skin. Who can cast the first stone? Who? A lot of them, probably. I mean, that's what we do. We pray. Let's see. Now he might be praying for a way to maybe he's asking God to show him the way, right? Hello, mommy. Hey, Noxie Bix. How are you? Welcome from over. I think you're over the pond, right? Are you overseas, Noxie? But let them do what they do. I don't just those are the things that'll get your blood pressure up. And that's why I say let them do them. We don't do it in here. I'm not going to do it. Who am I to cast stones at people? Who are any of us to cast stones at people? You know? So, and then nature says, I'm sorry, Magnolia's telling nature the KW streets are asking. I guess we will see one way or another. They have a very handsy, touchy, feely, intimate scenes. And you know Facebook is going to find out. We know it. And Iman was on the shy. I saw him the other day. I just happened to stop to see it. Simply. Did you change your name? Miss Nay? Miss Nay Nay? Hi, Simply. Or are you a different one? How are you? It's good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. This is the morning chat. We sit around, we talk, we can discuss anything. I mean, we talked about menopause one day. One night we talked about music. We talk about KW reviews. We know the stories really, really well. So we actually don't need the video. But if I had known this like 2 months ago, I wouldn't have been including little pieces of the video. I thought I needed to or was supposed to and then talk about it. I don't have to. So that's why I'm taking them out. Simply, what's going on? It's been a minute. If you're not Abby, it's been a minute. Because I know I don't know, but two Simplies. So welcome in. Welcome in. We get in here, we chill out, we talk. We don't we don't bash unless it's Anthony. Because I'm not gonna whitewash Anthony, and I'm not gonna bash him, but I'm not gonna whitewash him like people are trying to do. I'm not gonna do it. He's the main. Now he's the problem. So, and we are Team Amber, and I mean I am, and most of the people here, but we're Amber fans. So when she's right, she's right. When she's wrong, she's wrong. When she's gullible. Call it what it is. I'm a mom, and I'll be fussing at Amber in a minute, but I love my Amber tie. So that's where we are with this. So anybody that doesn't know, and we don't whitewash what she's doing. What she's doing is wrong. It is. But what did Anthony do? What did Shayla do? They want to whitewash them and make all that go away, even though there's a full blown baby too. So anyway, we won't even go there. I don't want anyone upset. Carolyn, no one can stop no one from praying. God does no shun. He doesn't shun anyone. Carolyn, don't let them get to you. I mean, I know it's hard to say, but when you see, they don't come on my page because I'm not going to condone what they're doing. And I mean, they can come, I mean, Gigi comes and I know how she feels about stuff, but I'm not going to agree with something I don't agree with. I'm not going to just put a scarlet letter on one lady and not on the other and not on the man. I'm not going to do that. Put a scarlet A? No. That's just these are skits. Come on. Like it or not, and it's Wayne's world. It's his development, his creation. So, let them have their field day. I just stay away from it. I believe Dave in prayer and ask for forgiveness for being with Amber. Iman said he said he don't have permission. He asked forgiveness. That, Carla, is that that's an old school saying. You don't you don't ask permission, you ask for forgiveness. That's an old school term. And I learned that when I was very young. I never applied that because it's like go do the dirt and then get forgiveness. Well, I kind of didn't like that too much, just in my nature. It's like be upfront. If you do it, you do it, own it. But yeah, that is old school. And old school, I mean my age old school. So, Carolyn, no one can stop you. And yeah, a lot of people do say, don't ask permission, ask for forgiveness. And even at work, I learned a long time ago, and I was in my 20s. And like we had a manager or supervisor, whatever he was, he didn't like when we had to get up and go to the restroom and it wasn't our break time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so he called himself going to say something about it. And I was very kind. And I just told him, you want me to have an accident in my chair? He left me alone after that. I did. How are you going to tell me when I can go to the bathroom? But people do things like that, you know. Himmy Girl says, Carolyn Brown, that's crazy how people are saying he shouldn't be praying. Himmy Girl, that's what they're doing because that's who they are. If he's not praying, they'll complain. If he prays, they'll complain. And we probably all know who they are. It's who they are. Emmy Girl's right. Did anyone Google Mr. Dalton? I wonder if they have Anthony Dalton from KW Skits in Google, because anybody can add something to Google. You know that, right? You can add something to Google, just so you know. It's not where you can't. So I don't know how you do it, but I'm sure they tell you how you can add something to Google. Let's see. Magnolia says, Carolyn, it was not lost on me that Dave was walking around outside his house praying. And when he's out there sitting on his little fence and that's Alex's house too, right, Magnolia, Marion? But when he's out there sitting on that fence, I think he's out there praying also. I think so. Maybe he doesn't. He met somebody he liked, and maybe divorced women have. I'm not divorced women, but women going through divorces. We don't know this for sure. I'm just talking. Maybe he felt they were safer because maybe they will leave and go back to their husbands. But now he has. I think that man has fallen for Amber. I think so. And if there's ever a confrontation between him and Anthony, I don't see him marching up to their house or any crazy thing like that. I think as long as he doesn't put hands on Amber. Magnolia says, Carolyn, it was not lost on me that Dave's walking around outside. Nope, me either. And I walk around my house talking to God, praying. The Lord doesn't tell you to go sit in a prayer closet. You don't have to. You pray. You ask for forgiveness. You talk. It's a conversation, but mean it when you do it. Gwen says, please like, share, and subscribe to NONYASISCHAT Chat. And I am waking up, guys, gals. And then Magnolia says, it's good KW Streets are asking because it does not look like acting, but real intimate scenes together. It is quite different from the scenes with Anthony and Wayne. And again, this is for Marion, if she's still here. Maybe they're just using Ray because Ray and Amber are close. That's her cameraman. Maybe they're hiding Dave. I mean, I don't know if he's married or not. I didn't look or anything. Still getting rid of video, but or reworking to put it into a video. I'm still waiting for them to bring my medicine from yesterday. I don't know where my medicine is. I need my inhaler. Okay, and let's see. Everyone has to be responsible for their own spirituality. Exactly, Marion. Exactly. No one can tell you how to pray, when you can pray, what to pray about. Not in our countries. No one does that in like Western societies. That's not how we roll, right? Thank you, everyone, for joining Nonya Sis. She appreciates you joining us. Welcome. And have we seen Trapstar this morning? I need Trapstar to take a look at her account. I tried to look at it this morning. And Janet, good morning. How are you? Janet saying hello to Angela Atkinson. And Marion and Nature are laughing. Hey, baby girl. Demita Joe says, hey, baby girl. Shy Lady, Betty Bush, Carla, Noxie Bixa, Simply, Miss Nay. Simply, I know you, don't I? I mean, not know you, but I do. Aunt Dolly, Janet, Demita Joe is saying good morning. Magnolia, maybe that is who Dave is, walking around. He prays for his house and other things. He did say that. And he said he's thankful because he came from humble beginnings. So, he didn't say the house, but he's thankful because he came from humble beginnings. So he's always thankful. Anthony was on Saints and Sinners, House of Pain, and Add Sisters to the list. And he was funny. And Amber likes Anthony in real life. She says he is hilarious. Dave outside praying over his household says a lot about him. Yes, it's wrong. It's wrong. Yes. with what they're doing, but we all do wrong and we still receive grace. And here we've got this woman that's been just, when I think about the amount of pain they've put the character Amber through, it's like literally ridiculous, if I'm being honest. And I think you guys know that too. A year and a half later, she decides to do something. Now everybody's up in arms. That goes to show you how many people probably really like her and don't realize it. Okay. When is the next bank count, Nonya? Um, probably tonight. Probably tonight. They are on the, you mean in my case? It should be tonight because the count that I got this morning was as of May 15th. So we've done multiple, I mean, we've done a lot of lives. So now what I decided to do, I'm going to run it through, I'm going to run it through iMovie and I'm going to convert them into a video. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it's easier. Because when you try to use the YouTube editor, you can't really see what you're cutting out until you cut it. And so I'm not scrapping any more videos. Um, my matrix should be back up tonight because you guys were reading over the Mother's Day weekend also, or not reading, but listening over the Mother's Day weekend, right? Hi, Sabrina. Sabrina says hi to everyone. Magnolia says it's not gone unnoticed by the viewers that they have chemistry. And we know Amber. Amber's man. I'm just saying. Because if she was engaged to Ray, she wouldn't be doing that. And he is right up her alley. So, Carolyn. So, yeah. So, hopefully tonight, I'm trying not to like watch it like a hawk, but I only looked because I knew I had deleted some videos. And ultimately, it's going to happen. So, I think my plan is to run them through iMovie because they have a better editor. It's just slow. It's like really slow, but it's better than cutting my videos and, incorrectly. So that's where I am. His movement is very graceful, like an athlete, and his back. Magnolia mentioned it. I was like, yeah. So I'm trying not to even think about Dave that way. I'll look at my husband's back. He does lift weights too. He's not huge, but he doesn't need to be huge. But he's got a nice build. Are you talking about Dave? Magnolia's talking about Dave. Let's see. Chat GPT had Damien. I tell you, Chat GPT be wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Chat GPT has the nerve to say men forgive women for cheating quicker than women forgive men. Everybody in the universe knows that's not true. But that's what Chat GPT does. And remember, Chat GPT is new. Things have to be around for a while. That's like my last resource because I go to places like LexisNexis. I will look at Google sometimes and I'll look at the source of where their information is coming from. There are a lot of places you can go to get information. And since Chat GPT is new, I'm not surprised, Magnolia, that they have Damien as Dave. Because they're new and they just don't like always get it right yet. Just like remember when Google, do you guys remember when Google first came out and it wasn't the way it is now? It was very skimpy and there were errors and things like that. I don't know if you remember that, but I'm old enough to remember when Google got started. If I really want to date myself, I'm old enough to tell you when www got started. Mm-hmm. I worked on it. You guys think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. I'm not. Mhm. Actually, the World Wide Web is not that old. It really isn't. It's not that old. So, it is what it is. Just like every other application. And when they started doing websites, that's when I decided, and having to put laptops in police cars. I didn't sign up for this. Oh, that was my mom texting me to say hi. Okay. Magnolia says it was Dave. He wants to hold Amber forever. That had me. You know, did I mishear? Did Dave say he loved Amber at some point? Or did I just mishear it? Okay, Gwen, new skit. When Anthony tells Amber him and Wayne both look at her like nothing. Of course he's gonna say that. And we know Wayne doesn't think that way. But he's gonna say everything he can to hurt her. He's just going to, and Amber better thicken up her skin and expect him to come at her with both barrels. And that's just the bottom line. So she needs to handle it. That's what she wants to do. She didn't expect Anthony to be this cruel, but honestly, I didn't either. But I'm not surprised because anybody that can treat their wife like this and steadily throw the baby mama in her face and snatch his baby away. I don't know if he's a narcissist, if he's insane, if he's just a cold blooded person. We don't know. But Amber had better get ready because he's going to scorch earth. He is. And he's going to do everything he can to make her stay in that house with him so he can torture her because that's what he's doing. And then, and you know what? I mean, I will watch that skit. If that skit is going to, if that skit is going to trigger you, don't watch it. I mean, don't watch it because we're going to say what it's about anyway. It's hard to not watch it, but I'm not going to watch it because I'll watch it like later. I'm going to go work on my videos. Anthony is not that important in what he has to say. He's going to use Wayne to make it seem like Wayne never thought she was anything. Oh, he probably says, well, Wayne didn't marry you. But we know why Wayne didn't marry her. Wayne was not ready to get married to anybody. And Wayne wasn't ready to retire either. Think about that. And then also, Anthony wants to be like Wayne. I want to be like Mike. Remember that commercial? I want to be like Mike. Anthony wants to be like Wayne. Anthony wants the women he can pay. He wants, and I say Anthony wants the red carpet. And I also say, like someone else in here said, if he keeps Wayne close to him, that keeps Wayne away from Amber. He has no idea of the relationship between, jeez, I'm sorry, that's my doorbell, but I'm waiting for my prescription. Um, he has no idea what the relationship is between Wayne and Anthony. He has no idea. He's guessing. Okay, new skit when Anthony tells Amber. You guys want to watch? Go ahead and watch that skit. I'm not going to play any video. And I'll never get monetized. That one, and I keep saying monetized. It's not the money because if you make a nickel on a video or a quarter, that's not a lot of money. But what it does is make you go viral. It makes you go viral, and then you get the commercials and all that stuff. Thank you for joining, baby girl. Dolly is saying thank you. And then we're saying hello to Sabrina. Nature says, Magnolia, very graceful indeed. I love his clothing and style, very elegant and sophisticated. Does that not have Amber written all over it? Just saying. Magnolia, think that Amber's son in real life? has been in another skit with Amber before. Did you guys see what's his name? It starts with a K. Did you see him in a skit? I don't remember. Maybe I just didn't know that was him. Yeah, I remember fans asking that nature, and we couldn't see his face. Mm-hmm. I bet that's Amber's fiance in real life. Thanks for joining, Gwen says, and welcome in. And I do appreciate you for joining. Speaking of Dom from the skits, can someone go get her out of the hotel parking lot waiting for Mike? Does she have a bat with her, Carolyn, this time? Dom is something else. I mean, she's not gonna move on. I think Sonny's gonna end up putting hands on Dom. Anthony is livid again this morning, Nature says. Amber said she went into their joint account. They are going to drive each other crazy. And Nature, the thing about it, right now, Amber at home is in fight mode. The divorce, she's in flight, FLIGHT. At home, she's in fight mode because she's got to fight with Anthony. So if he would leave her alone, then they wouldn't be driving each other crazy. But he's not going to leave her alone because he wants her attention. And he's going to follow her around the house. And when she gets in her car to leave again, don't change the locks, Anthony, because the court is going to get you for that. You can't just arbitrarily change locks on the door when you're married. That's a no-no. Magnolia says he's very fashionable in the pics that his dad posted on his account. He looks like he would be. He's very suave. Let's see, Nature. I will have to see Saints and Sinners. And Amber likes him. She likes Anthony, the real Anthony, and his wife. She says they're good people. And she says Anthony makes her laugh when he's not supposed to make her laugh. Like she'll be doing something serious, and Anthony will crack a joke or do something to break her, break her rhythm. So she says she really likes working with Anthony. And then Amber, did it say Amber almost broke character? Hold on. Amber almost broke character. Oh, broke Anthony's jawbone. And all he does is laugh. She hit him? Angela, did Amber hit Anthony? Hello, chatters. Hi, Donna. It's tea time. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Amber slapped him? Ooh, child. Ah! Oops. Oops. I love a sharp, clean-cut man. Clothes and handsome combined in one. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. He's got to be full of substance, too. Exactly. And the same for a woman. You can be beautiful, but don't be empty inside. Be, as Barbara Taylor Bradford wrote in her novel, it's called A Woman of Substance. It's old now, but that is one good book. It's by Barbara Taylor Bradford, and it's called A Woman of Substance. And I think I've read that book 3 times, but, over the years. But yeah. And I love a blue-collar man. My husband works on Harleys and in his shop, our shop, but it's his shop. And when that man dresses, I'd be like, I do. I mean, he's handsome. What can I say? And I like blue collar. So, yeah, I do. But when he dresses up, yeah. So, Carla, all he does is laugh. All Anthony is doing is making Amber hate him. And you know what? Anthony is the type that probably doesn't even realize he's pushing her to hate him. And when you develop that kind of animosity, sometimes hate can make us make errors in judgment. I do want to see Amber pick up her Bible and read something about how to fight. Like, not fight physically, but how to fight and defend yourself. How do you defend yourself when you're in battle? That's what I'd like to see her read, because when we run off emotion, we just go for it, right? But there are parts in the Bible that tell us how to fight. So, but I'm not going to be tripping on the Bible, and you know, because this is KW World, I should say little book, little Bible, because I don't like using the, God's terminology. I just feel so uncomfortable with that. And then, dang, Anthony calling her all kinds of names. And it was going to get to that point. If you are married to an Anthony, he is going to do that to you. And for all of my fellow sisters who are, that you're going to be shocked, don't be shocked. That is what people do. Women do it too. And if I were Amber, I'd ask my attorney to get approval for me to move out of that house, because now it's physical. Now it's physical. And now it's time to get out of there. The judge should let her get an apartment. I mean, she has her condo still. She still has it, but she has a tenant, and that's breaking a contract or 30-day notice or whatever. But if she contacts her attorney, and I'm hoping Wayne will make this part of the storyline more realistic, because the Dalton marriage, and it kind of gives me a clue, an indication that Anthony may find Country Wayne World Little G God and they fix it back or something. But is that what the audience is going to want? Donna said he called her every degrading name he could think of. It is time to end their marriage. There is no point of return. And remember, the attorney told Amber, you are at the point of no return, because she was basically telling Amber, if you want me to do what you just said, which is to speed up this divorce, basically, I'm going for him. I'm going for him. And that's what the attorney is doing. Amber needs to tell her, I can't stay there. It's turning physical. Get me out of there. And, honestly, attorneys, they have a lot. I mean, they work for the courts and they work for us. She can get Amber out of there if, the storyline heads that way. They can get her out. The courts can get her out. If Wayne decides to say, yeah. I go to Facebook because they drop skits that aren't on YouTube. They do, Carolyn. They do. Donna, oh, she slapped him. She's sick of him. Always torturing that woman. Leave that woman alone. And he's bringing out as much ugly in Amber as he can. And that's what they'll do to you. And you'll find yourself being somebody that you didn't think you could be. Nature says, baby girl, good morning or afternoon. You're welcome. And I have seen some segments of Saints and Sinners, but need to watch all of it. Greenleaf is another good series, and I wish they'd never ended it. Okay. And then Angela says, Donna, it's time for Wayne to start something. They're just going to sit in the house every day taking turns on each other. And that's going to get boring. That's going to get boring. So buckle up, buttercups. And I'm going to keep saying it unless you find something new for me to say, because somebody else is using something I used to say. So now I have a new saying, which is buckle up, buttercup, because it's going to be a long summer. New skit, Marion says. New skit. Please like, share, and subscribe to Nonya Sis. There's a new skit. You guys go ahead and watch the skit. I'm not going to watch it now. I'm just going to keep talking and, hosting the show. I will look at it when I'm done. And then, as you know, I will be sitting right here in this spot working on video removal. So I will be here for a while because I'm going to use iMovie so I don't destroy any more videos. So I'm going to take our chats are good, you know. Um, and then iMovie, I can cut things out better. So even things that we might say that we probably don't want out there, I can cut them. I can take it out, and the frames are bigger, so you can see. Like sometimes you'll see my name show up in that cinematic color. I really like that. That's so pretty because you're supposed to have your name on your stuff, And so I just downloaded one. So I'm going to be on iMovie today. I don't know how many of you care about this kind of stuff, but I don't care if it goes slower. It's better than me destroying videos. And I do keep a backup of this video, and I do post one to the internet, right? The internet gets counted immediately, but then I post a video also, but I can modify it. I can move things around. I can take things out, and it'll make it different. It's not repetitive content. So that's what I care about also. Amber pulled that swing way back. Did she reach back to Mississippi? That's what somebody put in one of the comments. When somebody, who was that? Somebody hit somebody and says she reached all the way back to Mississippi with that one. Good afternoon, Dolly. Dolly, how are you? Baby girl. Baby girl said, Angela, yes, I watched Greenleaf. Thanks. And good morning. Goddess, there you are. Okay, so your wrench is there. I don't know, maybe it's just YouTube tripping out. Because when I went through the moderators, because I am gonna shake up a little bit, not much, but I am gonna make a couple of changes. But then when I was looking at the moderators, I didn't see you. So you all know Goddess, right? Goddess London is a moderator, and we work on O'Neill TV together as moderators. Goddess typically handles super chats and the welcomes and things like that. Goddess is somebody that can answer questions for you if you're a moderator. And then also keep in mind when you see that show and hide pop up, look at it. If it's not a bad word and the sentence is not nasty, nasty, where you do want to hide it, go ahead and hide it. If it's just a sentence that we would say every day, because it'll say, was that a sexy woman? Gwen got something yesterday. Was that a sexy woman? It'll flag that as questionable, because even though sexy is not a word that I restricted, that algorithm is still going to ask you, is this sentence okay? That's what it's asking you. Now, we all know bad words. We know what the bad words are. We know what the bad words are. We all do. If it's a bad word, hide it. But don't hide everything. Just look at the sentence. It gives you time. And then just either show it or hide it. If it's bad, hide it. If you see somebody come in here and they use profanity, remove the comment. If they do it again, put them in a 5-minute timeout. That's a long time in social media. Because we had somebody to use, the same person, to use bad words twice yesterday, which really shocked me. Because that person, I don't know if that person has changed or what, but I was really surprised. So anyway, so that's what Goddess does, okay? And if Goddess isn't here, somebody can step up and do the same thing if you don't mind. You say thank you, welcome in new people, things like that. And then we have people like Angela. who keeps the chat going, and Nature keeps the chat going. And that's how you keep it interesting. I used to always, if O'Neill didn't have time to respond, I would respond to a person, but in a way to keep it going, not to answer the question because I'm not him, but I would, just keep it going until he could see it. I would flag it with red flags or something so he could see it. Things like that. That's why I would do those kinds of things. Himmy Girl says Shayla used to say, I should slap you, but Amber actually did. What did he do when she slapped her? I mean, when she slapped him, what happened? Yeah, Anthony is a whole clown. Called her, the H word. It's just nasty. But I'm sure. Ooh, I think Amber broke his jawbone. Oops. Maybe he'll leave her alone. Is he gonna call the police on her? We shall see, right? Uh, Lord, she almost broke his face. Magnolia, you cracked me up. Magnolia said, Lord, she almost broke his face. Oh my goodness. He might call he might call the police on her. With his sassy pickle. He might. And let's see. Goddess says, good morning. Goddess, thank you for checking the status. Maybe it's just something going on in YouTube. Because I looked for you and I said, where's Goddess? And I know that moderators can't remove themselves. I know that, but and then somebody else's was turned off. And then I thought, did I give somebody access that probably doesn't need access anymore? I don't know. But now that I see Goddess is okay, then it's probably a YouTube thing. Anthony, is the clown look like the line like he lined to slap? He liked to slap. She slapped him good. I know people are having a fit about that. Magnolia, she sure did. He needs to leave that woman alone. But again, it doesn't make it right. But this happens for real. It happens. It happens. When one party doesn't want the other party to divorce them, they will. And I've been saying he's going to scorch earth from the time he got those papers because he is determined to make that woman stay with him. Why would you want to make someone stay with you? And she no longer belongs there. A year and a half, she's been getting drugged and just, like treated like you don't amount to anything. And now you want to call her names and this and that. I bet if it was Shayla, he would have stopped a long time ago. Now she done popped him, huh? Mm-hmm. And then Angela says, Magnolia, he felt that slap. He is rubbing it. Magnolia said, Marion said, Magnolia, she sure did. Somebody said in one of the Country Wayne comments that whoever slapped somebody, they reached all the way back to Mississippi. I fell out laughing. That was hilarious because I didn't expect it. Hemi Girl says, now I believe he can get her kicked out. And you know what? Amber just needs to call her attorney and tell it. But he also needs to call the police and file a police report. Because if he doesn't file a police report, there's no record of it. Amber, I hope, calls, oh, what if he gets her kicked out and she moves into Dave's house? What y'all think about that? Oh boy, people are going to really be banging on the books. Nature says Wayne called Anthony on it and told him, what did he expect? There's no prenup. You can't tell her she can't use it. It's the money he put in the couple of accounts that he put a few $1,000,000 in. And Amber, if you are listening to us, or Wayne, please bring up the money he hid. Tell Amber to tell the attorney. We know you guys listen to us, and we love you for it, because we are here for supporting. So we want to see some good things come out of these skits. We want women and men to understand what's true, what can be truly involved in a divorce, because divorce ain't pretty. When I said it's like a funeral, it's the funeral of a marriage. That's exactly what it is. One person wants it, other people don't. Another person doesn't. But you can't make a person stay with you if they don't want to be, unless they're just the doormat type. Now she hit him. If he calls the police and gets her arrested, she's going to call Dave probably. Or she should call her attorney, of course. But I don't want to see her live with Dave, get an apartment, and get out. But she has to get permission. So, Hemi girl, you're right. Now I believe he can get her kicked out. If he files a police report against her, and do it the right way, even though this is still Wayne's World. This looks like a point where Anthony is trying to teach people the real of getting a divorce, because this might be extreme, but it's real. Let's see. And Wayne did tell him, of course she's going to use your money. Anthony is like, what do you mean? Wayne is like, man, didn't you see that coming? Because Anthony's so green, he doesn't know. But if he did this before, he should know, right? Maybe he didn't go so far as this, but I think this is part of Anthony's secret. And Amber Ty, Dalton must have been really mad to slap him. Wayne said that, yeah, he should have got a prenup, and he didn't. But like someone mentioned in here, and I hadn't even thought of it, because there's so much going on. He said he didn't get a prenup because he did not want Amber to know how much money he had, or that he didn't have as much as he thought. There you are, Trap Star, and I see your wrench is working. Did you have to do anything? I mean, you don't have to answer it, but I see it's working, because I did look in the master, like for your name, the way it's spelled, and I didn't see it. I saw Trap Star, but no capital S, and it does make a difference. So I don't know what happened there, but Trap Star is also a moderator. And Trap Star, just so you'll be on board with what you're going to see, there's this thing that comes up. It says show and hide. If that is a curse word, hide it, okay? If it is a sentence that we can live with, I mean, because it's very sensitive, and it might say, I don't know, the lady had on raggedy shoes or something, and it may show you that to say, is this acceptable for your channel? It's acceptable. There was one Gwen got that said sexy in it. Sexy is fine. It's not a bad word. But now if it's something derogatory, then yeah, you want to hide it. Okay? So these are the little things that moderators have to look out for, because we had one person who cursed twice. The same person. And she knew how to get around the block. And I was surprised at her. But that's okay. Don't do it again. Please. Please be kind. Okay, let's see. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. Trapstar says, good morning, everybody. Hi, Juanita. Hey, Juanita, yes, this is one he will remember. You know what, Marion? Maybe he does want to get slapped. Maybe he's one of those men. Who was that? Someone was saying, give me a belt, I'll take care of it. But hopefully, maybe Amber will go get her own apartment. Excuse me, I have to drink some water. You say, bring my inhaler. And God says, good morning, Hemi girl, Marion. He probably did. Maybe. Maybe. Please leave. And Demita Joe is saying, hi, Donna Robinson, Goddess, and Trap Star. Baby girl. Baby girl says, Angela Anthony's face is going to be hurting. She must have slapped fire from him. Oh my God, I can't wait to see it. Amber, it's time to call the police on Anthony. He's too aggressive and his threats need to be checked. Put him on paper to speed up the divorce. Because if she's laying hands on him, he's going to do the same thing to her. He's going to call the police on Amber. And she'll call her attorney. She'll call Dave. Let her get her own apartment. Wayne, we really don't want to see her move into Dave's house. Let's not do that. Please. Okay? Yeah. Once he realizes he can't bully her anymore, he'll come to an agreement and end this. Trap Star, we hope so. But let's hope he doesn't like it. Because, he never said anything to Shayla about putting hands on him. Hands and feet. He just standing there like, okay. Did Anthony not read the divorce paper? I don't think he did. The divorce paper, it was on it that he would pay for the divorce. He didn't. Remember the first one that he got? I mean, not that he did the same thing here, but the one he got at Shayla's house, remember that one? He went straight to the back and looked at his assets to see what her and Brittany were suing him for. And we know she only wanted the house, but Brittany listed everything. And again, that's a negotiating tactic. So that's what he did with that first one, straight to the back where the assets are. Dolly says, good afternoon, Precious, Goddess London. And Goddess knows a lot about being a moderator, so feel free. So Gwen and Goddess, they know a lot. Okay, so, and Gwen does Google things for me, and I don't even ask her. She just like happens to know. So what needs to be done, and she does that. So give a shout out to Gwen because she does work behind the scenes. And there's Goddess. Goddess, I'm glad to see you today. And I know that it might be like late for you because I know you have things to do at home at night. So if anybody, once I get monetized, you'll really get an idea of what Goddess does. I mean, there's no back end work. It's just typing and stuff and interpreting what's going on, looking for curse words or ugly comments. And then moderators just know in the regular comment section, like if I post something, if you see something like I saw somebody attacking Tina Young. Tina is a moderator, but she's often on Sharon's show. And Tina monitors the comments section in all the stuff that I post. You'll always see Tina Young out there. And she's doing moderator work there. So you can go in as a moderator into the comments. If you see something that's ugly, I mean, there are people who will say things, that we disagree with. If they're disagreeable and they're reasonable, they're not nasty, they're entitled. But this one guy was attacking Tina for no reason. And I took care of that because, Tina's nice. She probably didn't know what to do with him. But remember, the comments, if you would, when when you're in there making a comment and you're reading the comments, if you see something that you think is unreasonable, you can remove it, but only if it's like really unreasonable. People disagree all the time, but if they come for you, we don't have to take that. That's why moderators can do what they can do. We just don't abuse it. Or that's what moderators do. So You're active in the chat and you're active in the comments. In, for posts that I might do on the community board or on a short, if you right click your wrench or your mouse, you will see that you can remove a comment. The only thing that I ask is that we don't ban anyone unless you tell me, they're doing such and such and such. But I don't want anybody coming for you, you know, um, like they did for me when I was on moderator night, and they weren't checked. They just weren't. And that was something I never would have let people get away with. But it is what it is. People, they do what they do. So anyway, just so you'll know, you have the ability to make changes or handle difficult situations in the regular comments of this channel also. And I don't think I mentioned that before, but you do. Okay? So there's a lot to it. I'm not asking people to overwork, I'm not asking for all that. I'm just go with the flow. You know, just don't even, or if you see somebody, thumping their book and you think it's inappropriate for our channel, you can remove the comment. Just remove it. It's okay. All right. And that's why I'm very particular in, I don't know everybody. I know a lot of people from O'Neill TV, and that's why I've made certain choices. I am going to remove a couple of other people from being moderators, because if you're never here, how can you be a moderator, right? I mean, I know what Goddess does, and if you haven't visited Goddess's page, take a look at it. But and her page is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. It's beautiful. One Journey's page, please subscribe to her channel. She's bringing it up. She's a gamer, but she does some of the most unique things I've ever seen on her channel. Just subscribe and help her, get to the 1,000. I mean, that would be a nice thing to do. So if you want to, if you don't want to, then you don't have to. But if you would, that would be nice. And if you have a channel and I don't know you have a channel, tell me. I will subscribe to you. But a lot of times I don't know yet. I didn't even know Goddess had a channel. When I first started really seeing Goddess, I don't know, a year and a half ago or whenever it was, I had no idea she had a channel. And then one day somehow it came out and I went and I looked, and she has these beautiful vampires. She's got another section now that you'll appreciate also. But it was the most fascinating channel. It really was. It's really good. Anyway, Carolyn says Amber just slapped the man out of Anthony. He was trying to tell her he and Wayne. And why is he always using Wayne? He thinks that Wayne is going to hurt Amber. He doesn't realize she's over Wayne. I don't even think, remember the other day where he pointed at his heart and he was asking her, is this gone also? And she said, yes. Wayne knows what that means. It means that special place she had for him, it no longer exists. And Wayne knows that. That's why he did that. Let's see. He was trying to tell her he and Wayne thinks she's nothing. He doesn't know what Wayne thinks about Amber. He's using that to hurt her. Wayne doesn't tell him what he thinks about Amber. But he doesn't know Wayne was just asking Amber. Exactly. Exactly, Carolyn. He was just asking Amber if the love was still there. And that's what I was Carolyn, I didn't even see the end of your comment. I'm sorry, I started talking as usual. Let's see. Everybody's saying good morning. I hope Dave has no connection with Ben, Darren, and Anthony. Nature. I hope not. I really hope not, but something tells me he's associated with Ben. He's associated with Melissa. Does he know the rest of the family? We don't know. We never see him leave. He's on the phone. He talks to his friend, but we don't know. He said the slap was good. Oh my gosh. I don't understand. Where's Amber's share of the money from Bar 44? Well, they don't tell us everything, Carolyn, but it's probably in the joint accounts that they set up. We didn't see him saying, here's your portion of Bar 44, so she could go put it in her bank account. So given that we didn't see him as a reviewer, I would think he put it in one of the joint accounts. Otherwise, they would have shown us. They're very particular with what they show us. They want us to guess. I won't guess because I did not see him say, here's your check for your portion of the bar. See, because in Anthony's mind, all the money coming in is his. You see, he's never mentioned the fact that she gave him money to bail him out, to save the house, stop him from going into bankruptcy, paid Ro back because she helped also. Anthony never mentions that. Never, ever, ever. I wonder how much of the money she gave him when he lost his money with Phil and Shania in the stock market. I guess it was Shania. So he never addresses that. Trapstar, I can see your comments now. Okay, so her comments were gone also. I think you said that. And Baby Girl says, I don't want Wayne or Dave to work with Ben or Darren. I don't either, but he might, because they use the same terminology as far as action and no words. Only thing I haven't heard him say is good energy. Ben told Danielle, take off the rose-colored glasses. Dave wears what we call old school, and I used to wear them, rose-colored glasses. Anytime the lenses are tinted in that light tint, but like my ophthalmologist said that because your brain, it does something with your brain and you see the world in a more beautiful light, and you may not even know that that's why you're doing it. And I did wear mine to match my outfits. I did that too. I did. I seriously did. So, but Ben told her, take off the rose-colored glasses. That is a clue. Okay? That's something that's key because it means something. So keep your eyes open for that. You know, that type of thing. What does Ben do? Magnolia? Ben is real estate. And that's why he's real estate, and then he helps, I guess, get people to, let me back up. He sets up deals because remember he set up the theater deal. So he does that. He also got $1 million off the top. We know he was a scammer in college. He's good friends with Darren, who's an investor, who we are going to find out probably paid for Lisa's car out of some of Mike's money and whoever else's, right? So what does he do? Actually, not sure. He's maybe a jack of all trades and a master of none. Okay, he can't afford therapy, but he can afford Abigail. And Miss Fatale says, I hate the way Wayne will discuss things with Anthony about the marriage, but then when Amber calls, he's like, I don't want to be in it. He's always doing that. He always pretends he doesn't want to be in it. More Amber abuse today, and I guess more to come tomorrow. Amber, get on the phone and call her attorney is what Amber needs to do. Oh yeah, he does do that. He's two-faced it. Wayne's two-faced it. But on the other hand, is he trying to now, if Amber, somebody comes for Amber, it won't be Anthony that defends her. It's always Wayne. He's always there to defend Amber, right? I'm wondering, like, just like, how do you go get Wayne to help you go find your wife? Really, Anthony? But maybe he's keeping Wayne close because he knows Amber's up to something. And then also, I think he's keeping Wayne close to him because Wayne has something he wants, whether it's notoriety, whether it's to make more money, because Wayne just told him, man, you're not making any money. What are you doing? You just sitting around doing nothing. You know how we say he's always on his phone? What's he doing? And Wayne just told us he's not brought in any deals. Session. I'm back. That had to be the Wi-Fi. I don't like the Wi-Fi that they have in our new area at all. Okay. Ben is the financial advisor. I thought that was just Darren, but okay, I'll take it. And then Nature says Magnolia. I think he might be an investor and has those properties with the lake. Oh, that's right, the lake homes. My bad. Michelle is an employee. There's so much. It's like try to do all of this, and then I forget things, and I'm like, I can't think because my mind's going this way, that way, that way, that way, that way. But I have you guys. So thank you, Nature, for that. Michelle is an employee. Realty. I heard Ben is a real actor on Beyond the Gates. Beyond the Gates picked up a lot of people from, well, quite a few people. I'm surprised Malachi's back. Maybe they didn't need the security guard anymore. And Ernestine's about to start dating a doctor or something. I don't watch it. I don't have time, but okay. And then Baby Girl Goddess says, good morning. Baby Girl just joined yesterday, Goddess. So we've been having fun in the evenings. Simply says, Carolyn, I just saw that slap Amber should have kept going. She needs to go to boxing class with Ernestine. Actually, she does box, like in real life. She does box. And she took boxing lessons on the skit. But I think they both box. And somebody mentioned that a lot of actors and actresses will take boxing lessons. Dave has a marketing company in addition to him being an investor. Does Ben work for Dave? Think about it. Okay, Trapstar says, I would file harassment on Antonia. I wouldn't keep putting up with his mess. Yeah, tell the attorney. Tell her. And the attorney will probably say, call and file a police report, or I will put it in the record. I'll report it to the courts because that's what attorneys do. But again, when you don't know what you don't know, then you don't know. Until you've been through it, you won't know. Um, he'd have to pay rent for a temporary lease. Yes, he would, until the divorce was final. All she has to do is file a police report. Trapstar, you got it. Yep, you got it. And the attorney will say, call the police and then, like come and see her and bring the police report. Hemi girl. Oh, Dolly says, welcome into. Oh, it's 11:10. Are you guys ready to leave? It's 10 minutes after 11 my time. Are you guys ready to leave? You want me to wrap it up? I enjoy you guys so much. And then I'm going to be sitting here doing videos all day. But that's okay. That's okay. Carolyn says, I believe Aunt took the bulk of it. At first, I thought it was supposed to go into a joint account, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's in his hidden money. I agree, Hemi girl. I agree. And she never asked. And a lot of wives don't ask. They just trust their husbands will do the right thing. Ask. Even stupid Mike had enough sense to get a restraining order. And Ben plays on Beyond the Gates. Oh, so Malachi is still on there? Okay. That's cool. Good morning, Dolly and Trapstar. Juanita Crenshaw says, Ben and Anthony are very sassy men. Yes, they are. They are. And Baby Girl says, so Amber and Shayla have ex-basketball players. Mm-hmm. So Dave and Amon may know each other. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they do. In the sports world, they do. I mean, they cross through college, training, trades. They do cross paths. Wayne is a fake. And now maybe Amber gets it that Wayne is never on her side when it matters. The only time that he's on her side when it really matters is when somebody attacks Amber. He defends her. But when it comes to Anthony, he doesn't. And I often wonder, I mean, he's so two-faced. It's hard to read him. That's the only thing that I can stand by and say he'll defend her if, like when Darren was bothering her, if a man charges at Amber, Wayne is the one that steps up, never Anthony. But the rest of it, he's so wishy-washy. He just, anyway. So yeah, they probably know each other. Wow. Okay. Ben is the white Antonia. Mm-hmm. Ben is the white Antonia. People saying Anthony can sue Amber for taking the money. No, they can't. Angela, no, he cannot. That is his wife. It's not like she's in his hidden account stealing money. That's embezzlement. She's got the joint account. So when people say things like that, think about what they're saying, right? How's he going to sue her? What's he going to sue for? Well, she took money out of the joint accounts to pay for the divorce. Oh my goodness. Why did she do that? Wayne just told her, what did you expect? There is no prenuptial agreement to say Amber has to use her own money for her own things. Amber let Shayla talk her into spending $75,000 on furniture. And because Shayla did it, he hiccuped about it and then he let it go. People don't know what they are saying. And that's the thing that that's why I preach. I don't mean to preach, but that's why I say, don't listen to these people. They don't know what they're talking about. Sue her. You can't sue. How you gonna sue your wife who's divorcing you and she's getting money and no doubt it's coming out of the joint accounts? But you're gonna sue your wife? That's not, no. Even in KW world, that's not gonna happen. You heard what Wayne said. Well, man, what did you expect? Her to use her own money? Wayne knows. No, Angela, don't entertain stuff like that because these people don't know what they're talking about. They just don't know. And it's sad that they just make up things. I wish they would bring me my medication. Goodness gracious. Magnolia, Wayne will always be about Wayne. Mm-hmm. Magnolia, Antonia 1 and Antonia 2, baby girl said. Magnolia says, I just want Amber to take what's in the joint account and walk away. I'm with you on that. Just take what's in there. Tell the attorney, just give me whatever. Hi, Eklund. And then just walk away. Don't go crazy and be alone in the house like Bethany. Eklund, welcome in. Nice to see you. First time you've been here? I think. Welcome in. I'm getting ready to wrap up now. We've been here for what? 2.5 hours, I think. But yeah, Eklund, this is what we do. This is my have tea with me session. And then at night, we we do what's called wind down, where we just chill out. We talk about any and everything. So this one is not skit specific to my review of Country Wayne, unless the chatters want to bring it up. So this morning we've been talking about what's going on in the Dalton life, you know. Um, but we talk about everything. We talk about lady stuff. We talk about family. We talk about kids. This is just too this is a niche that I wanted to connect, and that's why the setup is the way it is. I'm fine, Eklund. How are you? I'm good. Trust me, I'm really good. Nice to see you, doll. Okay, let's see. Angela Atkinson, he can't sue if both of their names are on the account. No. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay. That's kind of like in 50 Shades when she went to get the money out of the bank and the bank manager had to call, what's his name? What was his name? And he told the bank manager to just give her the money because he trusted his wife enough to realize she's not running away. She's doing something. He trusted Anna. Joint account is a marital asset. Hope, absolutely. Anything is a marital asset. Even Anthony's house is a marital asset. It is that you are married and there is no prenup. The prenuptial says, I do this, this is mine, this is yours, you only use yours, or however he breaks it down. So, yeah, a joint account is definitely a marital account. Even if it's not a joint account, that is why Anthony has hidden his money so Amber can't find it. And I'm hoping that the writers remember that Brittany gave Amber 2 years ago that blueprint of his finances, because there are real people who do forensics on marital assets. They will track and trace your every movement, and you will comply or they will put you in jail. So the joint account, that's a small thing compared to what Anthony has hidden. But Amber, I hope they let Amber remember to tell her attorney that Anthony hid assets, because we haven't heard it yet. She can use that money. Yeah, absolutely. She should have moved everything except the dollar. And he can still do that same thing. He can move all the money out of the account except the dollar. He can do the same thing that Amber's doing. Yeah, he can. Trapstar says they're not together in real life. Okay, Wayne is being messy because she is engaged to the camera guy. We figured she was engaged to Ray. Marion did report that she was engaged to Ray. So let's see. Amber needs to stay in her own space if she is going to be in that home. But he follows her. He still follows her all around the house. Nature. Let's see. What else did you say? They're putting hands on each other. That means it's time to go see her attorney and get the heck out of there. Both have grabbed, now slapped. It's time for Amber to tell the attorney, I need out. She already moved downstairs. That's not stopping him. He's standing there in that window looking like a crazy man. Remember when he was standing in the doorway looking at her when he put all those flowers on the bed? And she looked up and there he was standing there watching her. Dom just blocked Mike in at that hotel. Remember that? Like Amber blocked Wayne. Trapstar, I know he's a jerk. He's stealing money from Amber. And it's sad that he really, oh, popping hot tea at Nonya's Tea with me. It's really sad that he refuses to give her credit for helping him not go bankrupt. He will never admit that that woman helped him. And Ro did too, but Amber paid Ro back. But he'll never admit it. Never will he give her credit. Never. And saving the house. The house was in foreclosure. And Zach kept warning him, you're going to lose this house. And Amber saved the house. But you will not hear Anthony say that. Anthony is supposed to go to jail once the courts see, yes, he's been embezzling money, but Wayne lets him get away with everything. Gwen says, in the state of Georgia, Anthony cannot move money from the joint account because she has already filed for divorce. Exactly. When you file for divorce, you are not supposed to move funds. That's why he got back there. But keep in mind, she had filed for divorce when he came back. So he broke the law there as well. She had filed for a divorce. Raise your cup and sip slowly. You guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I mean, it's almost 11:30, and you have been so, so beautiful staying here with me. Thank you for explaining this, Gwen. Yes, she absolutely got it right. I mean, and the reason I say that, I mean, even though this is KW world, it's not the state of Georgia. He is basing most of it off of that. And our courts, our laws are extremely close to Georgia law, real law. Ours are a little more lenient, um, but still on the same path structure. Okay, and then except for normal business like paying bills, buying food, etc. So I'm going to end the live stream here. Nature, you're welcome. We need to know these things in the real world, and it's true. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Janet. It's been fun. I love you guys. I'll see you guys at Wind Down. If you can make it, please be there. And thank you, Nonya, for the tea. Knowledge and useful as well as togetherness. And that's why I throw in my own personal story. Because, I mean, I have nothing to hide. I'm not abused and all that kind of stuff. But I like to just put it out there so people will know. I mean, I don't have any licenses or anything. I just know life. Bye, everybody. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye bye.